The Soviet Army adjusted its battlefield tactics in response to their experiences during World War II, 1939–1945, against the Axis powers, especially Germany. While the Soviet advances were generally effective, they came at a high cost to infantry, whose primary role was to defend the fast-moving fleet of tanks from enemy infantry ambushes. This posed a logistical challenge for Soviet war planners, who had to rely on various local solutions and foreign equipment, such as the American M3 half-track provided through Lend-Lease, as well as captured German half-tracks with similar capabilities. Addressing this challenge in the post-war period led to the development of an infantry transport vehicle with robust mechanized capabilities designed to keep pace with Soviet Army tanks, the BTR 152, introduced in 1950. The designation BTR is derived from the term Bronetransporter, which translates to armored transporter. Drawing inspiration from half-tracks, Soviet engineers designed a vehicle based on the local ZIS 151 Series 6x6 wheeled truck. This resulted in a conventional layout with a front-mounted engine, central driver's compartment, and a rear passenger cabin. The fully suspended six-wheeled configuration enabled effective cross-country mobility while maintaining speeds compatible with fast-moving armored vehicles. Power was provided by a six-cylinder gasoline engine, allowing for a maximum road speed of 45 miles per hour and operational ranges of up to 400 miles. The vehicle featured powered, closable slats at the front to protect the engine in combat situations, with a spare road wheel mounted on the rear hull for additional protection and a door for troop embarkation/disembarkation. The open-topped rear crew compartment reduced weight and facilitated engagement with enemy forces, allowing troops to quickly exit the vehicle if necessary. Firing ports provided additional means of engaging external threats, though the lack of a roof exposed occupants to battlefield hazards, prompting the provision of a tarp for partial coverage. The superstructure, composed of welded steel plates, offered ballistic protection of up to 15 mm thickness on frontal facings. The standard crew comprised 2 members, driver and commander, with seating for up to 18 infantry and their equipment. Access to crew positions was via hinged doors on the hull sides, while armored visors with vision slots replaced the truck's windshield. Periscopes provided situational awareness when the crew was buttoned up. Armament primarily consisted of a 7.62 mm general-purpose machine gun for anti-infantry purposes, with the option to mount a 12.7 mm DSHK 1938-46 heavy machine gun to counter low-flying aerial threats and light armored vehicles. Additional 7.62 mm machine guns could be installed on trainable pintle mounts for increased suppression firepower. Ammunition storage varied depending on the installed armament, typically accommodating 500 by 12.7 mm cartridges or 1,250 by 7.62 mm cartridges in boxes. The BTR 152 made its debut in March of 1950 and was proudly displayed to Soviet citizens and Western observers during the 1951 Moscow military parade. Despite its initial fanfare, the vehicle faced several practical challenges that limited its effectiveness on the battlefield. Its armor protection was inadequate, providing only minimal defense against small arms fire and artillery fragments. The open-top design of the passenger area was a glaring vulnerability, prompting the development of a hardtop version in subsequent iterations. Additionally, the road wheels were susceptible to puncture during normal operations, making them ill-suited for rugged wartime terrains. The suspension system, derived from the ZIS 151 truck, proved inadequate for cross-country mobility. Furthermore, while the concept of closable engine armor slats seemed promising, they inadvertently caused engine overheating issues by trapping heat. As a result of these limitations, the BTR 152 proved to be a subpar vehicle, with only around 15,000 units produced. It served as a frontline system until the 1960s when it was gradually replaced by the more effective fully enclosed 8x8 wheeled BTR 60 model line. However, many BTR 152s found continued use in secondary roles such as transport, equipment hauling, and non-combat transportation within the Soviet Army. Despite its flaws, the BTR 152 was exported to numerous Soviet allies and states during its production run, including Afghanistan, Albania, Yugoslavia, and Zimbabwe. Captured vehicles from Egypt and Syria were repurposed by the Israeli army as transports or modified weapons carriers, while others were utilized by local security forces. The Chinese army designated the BTR 152 as the Type 56, and East German variants were known as the SPW 152. Although many BTR 152s have since been retired from active service, some examples can still be found in the inventories of lesser-equipped armies around the world. The Soviets developed several variants of the BTR-152 beyond the original transport model of 1950. These included the BTR-152A, a self-propelled anti-aircraft platform, and the BTR-152B, a communications vehicle. Later models introduced enhancements such as night vision equipment support and a tire pressure regulation system in 1955, while the BTR-152I served as an artillery command and spotting vehicle. The BTR-152K was designed as a battlefield ambulance, and the BTR-152U featured an armored roof over the passenger compartment. The BTR-152V3 boasted a bow-mounted winch system for additional utility.